Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Kova, and today we are hitting up the England squad. It's just been announced hot off the press. 23-man squad. Obviously, the players we're missing out now are Delph because he's injured, Townsend because, well, he hasn't really played all season. I think he is a dynamic impact player, but he hasn't been there to be in the team, and Drinkwater as well also misses out. Very unlucky in terms of for him. I feel like he's probably the most unlucky out of those three to miss out. Big news that Rashford stays in. Obviously, it looks like it'll be like a Walcott-Rooney scenario where he's like 18, breaking onto the scene, and he gets in the side. Now, as you can see on screen, I have got it set up. Alan Pardew is my England manager, the legend himself. Just look at him. You know, that dance in the final against Man U says it all. There you go. He is our manager, and we start our team off. Obviously, I'm going to do the full team, and then I'm going to do what players I think should be on the subs. Whoops, don't want transfer market. And then I'll do the players I think should be on the bench, and obviously the players who are basically on standby in the reserve, in case anyone gets injured. So we start off with Joe Hart. I think it's hard to argue in terms of that. When Fraser Forster looked really nervous at the weekend against Australia, didn't look like the type of keeper to be in goal. Though if you think he is an excellent keeper, Joe Hart just edges him on all the other things though. So then we got Kyle Walker. He comes in at right back. Tough shootout between him and Klein. I think they are very similar players. I think Klein keeps the ball better than Walker. I think I would say that if anything, but I do think defensively, I think they're both similar. But I don't know. I just feel Walker more than Klein. I think he's got better pace, better recovery, so he is in the team for me. Next up, we will go with a bit of Chris Smalling. I think he had a really good start to the season. I think it's just been more about confidence in the end, and it shows when he got a team of this. I think it was team of the year, team of the season. But he got a special card in the end. Got the odd inform. So I think that's why he gets a pick for me. Next up is a bit of a weird one, but it's John Stones for me. I think international football is just more suited to him at the end of the day. European football particularly, he brings the ball out well. He can pass well. Defensively, it's a bit, you don't know about him, but I think Cahill's past it personally. I think Cahill is a good defender, but he makes too many mistakes. I know John Stones does as well, but in terms of having that ball-playing centre-back, we've got one there. Next up is a player who has had a fantastic season for Tottenham, and that is Danny Rose. He only recently got his debut for England, but I think he should be the main left-back for us. We got Ryan Bertrand knocking on the door as well, but I think Rose just edges it for me. He's just overall a better player. Next up is Tottenham teammate, and that is Eric Dyer. I think he should be the holding one in this formation. He's got a CDM card, and that says it all. This is the formation that I would probably go with. In terms of the formation itself, I'd probably have the CDM bit deeper, and the two centre mids pushed up slightly more. And slightly more to the wide positions. So we go with Dyer. Obviously, he can play at centre-back, but look at his stats on the game in terms of that. 80 passing, 80 defence, and 82 physical. He is just perfect for a CDM role, and I think he does that role really well. As well as that, he is probably England's biggest threat on corner kicks. The amount of times he's got that big, fast head on corners is ridiculous. Next up is probably the toughest position I had to pick, and that is Wilshere coming into the side. Now, I am the biggest believer in if you don't play games, you do not deserve to be on the team. But having said that, you're looking at the other person, and it's Henderson in terms of this position. Whether Drinkwater will come into it, I don't know. But obviously, he's not in the squad, so Henderson would have been the other choice. There's no one else. Maybe Ross Barkley playing as a centre mid, but it wouldn't really work for me. So we went with Wilshere. Now, the only reason why is the fact that Henderson has injured a little bit as well now. Wilshere's kind of coming back into it. He's been playing really well. He's the type of player to bring the ball forward as well. So we've gone with him there. Next up, we go with the experience and the leader, if you like, and that is big gammon head James Milner. He comes into the side there. He's had a fantastic first season for Liverpool. He had a crazy amount of assists, and I think he scored a fair few as well. Overall, he worked really, really hard. And you know what you need in these championships and World Cups is a player that's going to work really, really hard. And that is James Milner for us. Next up is a big one, and we've gone with Del Ali instead of our boy Wayne Rooney. I just don't fancy Wayne Rooney. I don't know what it is. I just don't fancy him playing as a cam. I don't fancy him playing as a striker. he just doesn't cut it for me. I think he'd be on the bench, but in terms of this, we've gone with Del Ali. You know, his link up with Kane pretty much bags him this spot for me. You know, Harry Kane is absolutely ridiculous, and he is the next player we have gone with. Harry Kane. He comes into the side. We'll pick us 93 up. Yeah, so his link up with this guy, Del Ali, is a key reason why both of those are in the side. Now, I think Ali is more attacking minded. His card says it all. His only stat that isn't 80 plus is his defensive side. So playing as a cam is ideal. It means he doesn't really have to track back, but obviously all teams will have to work hard. Next up is obviously the boy Jamie Vardy. If you don't have him in your team, I just don't know what's wrong with you. He's banged in so many goals. He proved his worth also in the internationals. Like, look how many cards he's got. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cards. Obviously, we pick up his 91 version, but we go with Jamie Vardy. He also has the pace to worry defenders, and I think that's crucial for this side. You kind of got like the all-round Alan Shearer-esque, I'll say, player in Harry Kane. Strong, quite quick, great shot on him, and then you got the pace to match it. So that's my starting 11 for the Euros. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with that starting 11 and who should come in and who should swap out. We will then go to the bench, and obviously I'm going to name the bench like in terms of like goalkeeper, right back, try and make it even and have everyone in there. So I think we will start off with obviously Fraser Forster. I think he just deserves to obviously get a place at the bench. We've only got Tom Heaton after him, so it's only fair. He's had a great season for Southampton considering he was injured. He's come back into it and done really well. Next up, we will go with Gary Cahill. I think we need a centre back just in case on the bench. Obviously, I've just said I think he is on his way out in terms of like how good he is, but he still has the experience. He's still the only other centre back as well. Next up, we will grab a midfielder this time, and I think we'll go with Henderson on this bit. I think obviously he's only been beaten out by Wilshere just. I think if Henderson didn't get injured really recently, he would have been in the team for me. So he jumps in there. Then we will pick up we'll go with another midfielder, and we'll pick up, I think Raheem Sterling deserves a place on the bench just for sheer pace wise. If you need a player to come on, why not bring Sterling? Or you want to change it to wingers, playing Milner on the right wing and Sterling on the left. That is something that you can do if he is placed on the bench. Next up, we'll go to right back, and we'll pick up Nathaniel Klein. As mentioned, I think he's really unlucky not to be in my starting 11. Only picked Walker just ahead of him, and in terms of stats, let's compare. Walker, in terms of on the game, is a better player, even though Klein's rated 81, which I find a bit worrying. But defensively and dribbling, Klein wins, but all the rest, it's Walker. So there you go. We will take a cam this time, and that is Lallana. I think, he's... The only thing that worries me about Lallana is his assists and goal ratio, especially for Liverpool. It just doesn't get any. In terms of working hard, though, again, he's another option. So, if you want to see a game out defensively, I think Lallana is a good player to bring on. Next up, this is really hard. In fact, no, I'm going to take Lallana back out. Just because I think Sterling can run around anyway. I need to have two strikers, and the first one is going to be Wayne Rooney. Obviously, the captain. I personally wouldn't have him in my team, but obviously he is a fantastic player. He is a great leader in terms of that as well. Shouting at players and getting them G'd up. So, if you want to bring someone on to kind of shore it up and make sure the team's leading round perfectly, then Wayne Rooney is that guy. Next up, we will go with Daniel Sturridge for me. Obviously, the bench will be the same for every game. I won't say, every single game Roy Hodgson's going to pick this bench. But, we've gone with Daniel Sturridge just because of his sheer quality. I know he should be injured recently again. That's why he is on the bench. In fact, he wouldn't even really get in the first team, but he's on the bench just for his sheer quality to come on. We pick onto the reserve, so we're going to start with Heaton in goal. He had a fantastic season for Burnley, bringing them back up. But obviously, he did only play in the Championship, so that is why he is on the reserves. Next up is two defenders now. If I can find him. So it's Bertrand. No, it's only one defender, actually. It's just Bertrand comes in. He's unlucky to miss out at left back after a good season with Southampton. We will then bring in Barkley, if I can find him. Again, had a fantastic start to the season with Everton. Him and Lukaku look ridiculously dangerous as a partnership, but ever since then he has started to slowly decline in terms of how good he is, and that is disappointing. He also apparently has gained a lot of weight before the England games. I'm sure he can lose that straight away, so that's nothing to worry about. Next up is a player who was almost on the bench just then for me, and that is Lallana. Here he is. And as mentioned, you know, he just doesn't get enough goals or assists for me, so that's why he is there. And then finally, the last name, I don't even know whether he's on FIFA or not. I don't think he is, actually. We'll try and... Oh, yeah, he is. 59 rated. No options, but we'll end it there. Marcus Rashford is the player who we will be missing at the end for the subs bench, but... Well, the reserves bench. But he has been taken to the Euros instead of, well, Drinkwater or Townsend. So Rashford has been given his chance. It means he's got a lot of strike options at his disposal. Wouldn't surprise me if Rashford actually started the game, or well, I think he'll obviously come on, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did start the game as well. So there you go, guys. Apart from obviously Rashford at the end, who I can't physically put in the side, that is my starting 11 for the Euros. Let me know what you think, as mentioned below in the comments. And guys, like and subscribe as always, and I shall see you in the next one.